I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll fight
for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone, standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you got to be his own, split you like you be alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love the bottom Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive. Why? Must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on. I fight like that, 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, did you know never to settle? I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. This on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me. I fight like that. 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 I fight. All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many, and the poor and the sick and the weak and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful, so that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life, then it is easy for another human being
to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's word is in need of a truth that will set up a government where everybody can live in peace, under real freedom, real justice, and real equality.
This city has always fascinated me, the city of Frankfurt. Known to be a city of trade and economic growth. As a kid, I was amazed by handing over a piece of paper for ice cream, toys, and candy. Handing over such a paper and receiving a toy racetrack in return, I just could not believe it. Where could I get this magic paper? This idea I couldn't get out of my mind. I started asking questions and read every book I could find. I learned the money was backed by gold as a paper form to save us carrying it around. Something of real value behind the paper. But everything was changed. The value was capped, and the gold standard, as it was called, was abolished. Since then, the value of money has been the biggest lie of all. The dollar bill is now just a paper subject to inflation and devaluation. This must stop. The solution returning to a piece of gold that you can actually hold and it holds value or even better cash gold. Paper pressed and refined with real gold. A masterpiece solution, a forgery-proof, totally digital cryptocurrency. Here I am in the city of money, but not as a banker or a gold dealer. The Frankfurter Book Fair has invited me to read from my books that will help the world believe in gold again. Think Big will help show people how to be successful. I am very proud to be here.
Hi, folks, and welcome to another edition of Communication U. Today's special guest is Eric Warre. Eric is widely considered the world's leading network marketing trainer. He's built sales organizations totaling more than 500,000 distributors in 60 countries. His book, Go Pro: 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Professional, has sold more than 1.5 million copies. Eric, welcome to Communication U. Our class is now in session.
It's my pleasure to be here, sir.
What is network marketing?
Network marketing, it is a distribution model for companies who have products that they want to sell and they don't want to go through traditional distribution. They set up a network of independent distributors who are going to take a good product and move it to the marketplace using word-of-mouth advertising. That's as simple as I can make it.
How did you get into it?
I got into it because, frankly, I had 18 jobs by the time I was 22 years old. I didn't have a lot of talent or education. I didn't go to college. I started a family and I needed cash flow. And a friend of mine that I respected, who was a millionaire, said, you should maybe check this out. I think I would have a way for us to make some extra money. And I started back in 1988 and began a career that continued to this day.
How big is this industry?
It's about almost 200 billion a year in revenue. All the companies included, 200 billion a year in revenue. The commissions paid out to the sales reps and the distributors that are helping those companies distribute their products. They get paid about $200 million a day worldwide.
Some of these companies are like Amway, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I guess Avon calling.
Sure.
People consider that a pyramid.
Yeah.
Is it a pyramid? Because they say it's not the product, it's the distributor.
Yeah, some people think it's too good to be true. And frankly, if I'm honest, that part of that reputation is earned. And I'll tell you why. The average rep out there just can't help themselves. They're so excited about the opportunity that they have.
They embellish.
They exaggerate like crazy. They go nuts. They say that It's easy when it's not easy. It's an entrepreneurial venture. Entrepreneurship is tough. They say it's going to be fast. They say the product sells itself. And if all those things were true, the companies wouldn't need the distributors. And then they exaggerate on the product too. They say the product cures this and it's magical that, and it sells itself, all that nonsense. And because of that, it sets this crazy expectation in the average person's mind that sounds way too good to be true. And when they get involved, they try it. It doesn't live up to the expectation. They go, I guess this thing is just whatever.
So they get carried away.
They get carried away.
But when if your job is to hire more distributors, aren't you more interested in the distributor than the soap?
No, I mean, here's the thing. Ultimately, the only way anybody gets paid is to move product. They got to move product through that distribution system, right? Now, the second thing that helps is when you grow a network of people doing the same thing. You sell product, you make a high commission. You build a team of people selling the products, you make a lower commission, but on a larger group of people, okay? So the larger group of people does give you leverage, but nothing happens. Nobody gets paid for the act of recruiting a team. They only get paid when the product moves to a consumer.
But if I have 1,000 distributors, I don't have to sell anything.
Well, you need to lead by example if you want to lead those people, right? So you're going to need to sell something. Network marketing really is a lot of people doing a little bit. You know, people making a few extra dollars, and for those with big dreams and big ambitions to kind of amp it up.
Why do companies choose to go that route? In other words, why didn't Amway just make products and put them in stores?
I think it's so efficient. This method of operation, this method of distribution is so efficient and compared. Think about what's online today, all the different voices, people who are pounding on you in every direction to try to get your attention, try to get your eyeballs, try to have you watch their show or listen to whatever it is they're going to say. And everybody's tuning it out. It's so fragmented today. Nobody's listening. But word of mouth advertising is more powerful than ever. If I say to you, hey, there's something that I tried and it really worked for me, that's going to work
Absolutely
1,000 times better than 50 ads on the internet.
Why do people join these companies? What is the attraction?
You know, I think, Larry, people are ready today more than any other time in history to be their own boss. Technology is wiping out jobs. Technology is wiping out industries. The human value is going down and down and down as technology goes up and up and up. And people are saying, I don't want to fit in some other system anymore. I want to be my own boss, but they don't know how to do it. Do they have a good product? Do they have enough money? You know, do they have the expertise in order to be able to do it? But if there was a way for a person to start their own business without a lot of risk, and they could flex that entrepreneurial muscle, see if they have the chops, they're interested. So it's making a big difference. People are taking that step.
Are you fighting the Amazons of the world, or are you on a parallel line?
Well, Amazon is a unique, as you know, they're taking over the world, right? There's these few companies that are absolutely changing distribution. But what they don't have is word of mouth advertising. They don't have a network of passionate people who believe in the product, sharing it with other people. We provide a really important educational need in the marketplace. We educate people on products that will be valuable to them. We don't really deal with commodities as much. We just deal with products that are valuable that we can help to inform somebody else about.
What communication skills are the most important for the network marketer?
Well, communication skills, that's your world, right?
Yeah.
I think in previous decades, my mission inside of this profession is to raise the standards, is to take this profession, take it to the place where it needs to be, professionalize it, as it were. We talk about GoPro, professionalizing the network marketing field instead of this lottery mentality that's out there. And part of that is, for decades, people were just trying to get somebody. You know, I want to go get them. I'm going to go sign them up. They're like hunting people, and people felt hunted, right? But professionals today, they're more interested as an ultimate goal of education and understanding. They just want to educate people to the point that they understand what they have. And in order to educate them, you have to communicate with them. You've got to connect with a person. You have to build rapport, build a little bit of trust. And through that process, you now have an entry point to educate them. Here's my product. See if there's a fit. See if there's a need. If there is, fantastic. If there's not, wonderful.
Can people learn these skills? I hope they can.
Yeah, I mean, you've taught, how many millions of people have you taught communication skills? I mean, I learned from maybe your first course you ever did, 20 plus years ago.
How to talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Yes, a Nightingale Conant course. I listened to it all the time. And one of the big keys I got out of it, I used it for build a social media business. I used it for my network marketing business. I used it in everything that I do. And I also had it reinforced by a book I read about Frank Capra. Frank Capra's autobiography. The name above the title was the book. But the number one commandment is thou shalt not be boring. Just don't be boring and you're good. And that you use that principle. And I think in communication, if you use that principle, you're going to be fine.
Are you still developing your skills?
You know what? I mean, I think today I'm just hitting the tip of the iceberg as far as potential. I got a good framework. I've been doing this for 30 years, but I'm world class in my little universe, but I'm still only operating at 10% of my potential. There's so much farther I can go.
Don't you have it down?
I do, but I will tell you, there's two things that I've realized specifically in the last 5 years that make me happy. One is growth. If I'm growing, I'm happy. And two is contribution. If I'm contributing to the lives of somebody else in a positive way, I'm happy. And I have to have both of those things in place. And what growth and improvement of my skills creates for me, beyond cash flow, beyond growing a business, is the ability to influence and contribute to somebody else's life because I upped my game, because I upped my abilities, my ability to communicate.
You wrote this book, Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. What do you mean by pro?
Well,
as opposed to amateur?
Yeah. We talk about posers, we talk about amateurs, and inside of network marketing for decades, it was filled with pros and amateurs, people trying to get something for nothing, people crossing their fingers and getting involved like a lottery. What I tell them is, look, if you're going to do this, just decide to be a professional. Learn some skills, give it some time. It's worth it, but it's not going to be easy. Set proper expectations and go out there and show the world that network marketing isn't perfect, but if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, it's better. It beats any other entrepreneurial venture for the average person.
For most people,
no question.
For most people, is it a side job?
Yeah, I think most people start there. Yeah, I mean, that's one of its great benefits is people don't have to walk away from their job in order to be able to start this. Like a traditional business, they might have to walk away from their job.
You can do this on Thursday nights and Saturdays.
A lot of 5, 10, 15 hours a week.
Do a lot of people start to make money right away?
Some. It depends on the person. Here's one of the fallacies that everybody's going to win inside of network marketing. Everybody doesn't win. A good chunk of people get involved and don't do anything. And that's true. 90% of real estate agents never sell a single home.
I know.
Okay. So most people who buy a book don't read the book. They have it. It's sitting there. They haven't read it. They paid for it. Same thing's true. People get involved in network marketing and they don't take the next step because the price of entry is so low. For like under $1,000, a person can start a business. You know what it takes to start a real business.
Sure. When you get started, I guess most people call their uncle.
Yeah, some do.
Mother-in-law.
Sure.
Right? You sell your family first.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
Isn't that logical?
Yeah, some of them do. Look, here's the thing. That's a starting point for everybody. I deal with professionals, high-end professionals in network marketing. I coach a lot of those people around the world. Hundreds and hundreds of people that are my friends that earn over $1 million a year in network marketing commissions with 0 employees, 0 office, 0 infrastructure. Imagine that kind of cash flow. Okay. Now, it didn't start there. It started with a little bit here and a little bit there, and they started to grow it and they turned it into a profession and they went serious with it. But the potential here is just enormous for a person who's hungry. I mean, and if I had to define one characteristic of a successful person in this profession, is hunger. You got to really want
Well,
it.
where do you start? How do you decide who to recruit? All right,
Well,
family outside. Why do you? All right.
everybody can start with the family because there's trust there.
Right.
And I recommend a very specific approach, which is very low key to family and friends. Maybe ask them to support you, try the product out, see if they like it. No long-term commitment. Take the pressure off, take the business off.
Help me.
Yeah, just, support my business. It's like I was opening up a restaurant, but I don't need you. Most of the top earners that I know, like 5% of the people that they recruited into their business, they knew the day that they joined their network marketing business. The rest they met later. They met them on social media. They met them living their life. They met them at the restaurant. They met them at a cocktail party. So it's a skill set to kind of attract the world, educate everybody, and see if there's a fit. If there's this knock about network marketing is these people are so inappropriate. They're passing out business cards at funerals. You know what I mean? They're networking at the wedding, and it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, come on, I don't want to be associated with that nonsense.
Do you have to love your product?
I've seen people succeed without it, but it's such a disconnect because I don't think you can fool people long term. I mean, if you don't really have an emotional connection with your product, eventually people are going to sense that. And I think just building it as the product's an excuse to be able to make money is a problem.
Eugene Letterman wrote a book years ago called "The Sale Begins When the Customer Says No."
Exactly.
What do you do when someone says no?
The one of my key mentors, his name is Sam Georges. He taught me that all of business is conversation. And if a conversation is happening, your business is alive. If the conversation stops happening, your business is dead. So what I teach and what I've done is just keep the conversation going. They say no, we keep the conversation going. We just keep the conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
My job is just keep it going until they become fully educated, and their timing might not be right. They might say no, but their timing might not be right. And 6 months from now, if I stay in contact, like our friend Harvey McKay would say, find a creative way to stay in touch. If I stay in contact and their clock dial hits high noon and all of a sudden they're open, I'll be standing there ready.
Harvey knows everybody's birthday.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. What can people in network marketing help other people in different forms of sales?
Here's the basics.
What can salespeople in other industries learn from the marketer?
Yeah, in some, what we deal with is long-term relationship selling. Okay, it's not transactional. Like if somebody's going to sell somebody a used car, they're done with them. In network marketing, we involve somebody and we stay connected with them and we stay in contact with them. The conversation keeps going. And if more salespeople did that, they stay in communication with their customers or with their clients, they're going to have better success versus having it feel super transactional. They only call them when they need them. Yeah. Long-term relationship building, growing of a network is today, it's one of the most valuable things in the world.
I've noticed great car dealers do that. They keep in touch.
Yeah, they just find a way. They send an update. They send a postcard. They say,
how's the car going?
Yeah, how's it? Exactly. That, but they're rare, right?
Yeah.
They're 1 out of 1,000.
How has social media affected your industry?
It's really, I will tell you, I was skeptical of it because for 10 years, I've been using social media to expand my reach for 10 years.
You have a big online business.
Yeah, since 2009. And in the early days, everybody who had a product or an opportunity, they were spamming the world. They were just posting obnoxious links and sending unrequested messages and friending people up and just being obnoxious. But in recent years, last 3 or 4 years, people have really cracked the code. They've learned how to be professional. They've learned how to use the platforms. And I will tell you, it's been a revolution because you can now reach your natural prospect audience at scale with a click of a button. You can find them anywhere in the world. You can, if you're interested in fitness, you can go find every fitness group in the world and go have a conversation with those people and see if your product might have a need for them or might have a solution for them, or skincare or essential oils or travel or you name it. It doesn't matter. They can find their audience. Even if they're living in a tiny little town, they don't know anybody, and all their friends and family said, get away from me. I'm not interested.
Do companies help their marketers
Yeah, big
to show you how the product is sell, how
Sure.
to display it?
The biggest thing that they do, the companies take care of all the products. They take care of the compensation structure, government expansion. They take it around the world. They deal with customer service. They deal with compliance. They deal with all different kinds of things that the entrepreneur normally would have to do, legal, everything else. So all that support's there. Plus they do events and they provide tools and they provide training, all different kinds of things. The distributor, all they've got to do is sell some product and build a team of other people who are selling some product, and then improve the productivity of that team based upon their leadership. If they're a decent leader, they can get their team to be more productive. And the leaders out there that are growing a network marketing business that can use that platform to create a productive team, companies will pay them unlimited dollars.
What's the first thing you sold?
First thing I sold, water filters.
Water filter.
In 1988, these little tiny water filters you put on your sink and you screw them into the faucet. You pull a little plug and it would come out clear water. Yeah. Now that company had to go through radical transformation. Today they're a nutrition company, but they're a huge company and they're expanding around the world. They continue to go today.
You do a lot of public speaking.
I do.
I give advice on public speaking.
I'll bet you do.
It's the most common fear people have.
I know.
Get up to speak.
I know.
And to me, just make it a happening. In other words, if you're nervous, tell them you're nervous.
Yeah.
They know you're nervous.
Be authentic.
Yeah.
Be authentic.
Why is it hard to be authentic?
I don't know. I've found a way. Early on in my career, I was very nervous about speaking. I was very nervous about getting up in front of people. Somebody told me the person with the marker makes the money. The person up on stage, they make all the money in network marketing. So I'm like, okay, if that's the case, I got to get up there. I got to face my fear, got to figure it out. And what I learned is that preparation takes care of everything. If I'm prepared, I'm an introverted person by nature. Okay. So if I'm prepared, I'm calm.
You don't seem introverted.
I know, but I'm a situational extrovert. I was introverted all morning until until I sat in this chair, and then I decided to be an extrovert.
So a shy person can be a good networker.
There's a lot of introverted people. How many introverted people do you know that are successful?
Oh, I know quite a few.
Ton, right? They're not some of these natural extroverts. I mean,
you think they're an extrovert.
Yeah. They could put it on.
Introverted.
Yeah.
What do most newbies get wrong when they're trying to build a business? What's the biggest mistake people make?
They set unrealistic expectations. They'll give it 3 years in a traditional business.
But they don't have a boss in network.
I understand. But they'll invest 65 grand on average in the United States to start a traditional business. They'll expect it's going to take 3 years to get payback in that traditional business. And in network marketing, if they're not getting results in 30 days, they're like suicidal. You got to give it some time. You got to develop some skills. You got to learn some stuff here and not expect this to be magic beans you drop into the ground and it's going to grow up into heaven. It's going to take some work. Most people get involved. They expect something for nothing, or at least expect to do less work and get more results. Here's what it's going to give you. This profession is going to pay you fairly for what you put into it, but it won't limit how much you can put into it and how much you can get out of it. That's the best case scenario for an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's limitless.
It is. It's as much as your imagination. And I will tell everybody all the time, I've been thinking small for 30 years. I get around these, people like yourself, people like Harvey McKay, people like Lou Holtz and Richard Branson and Tony Robbins and all these different people, my friends. I realize how small I'm thinking. I'm thinking really, really small. if I thought bigger, man, we could go bigger. And that's what most entrepreneurs inside of this profession need to realize. If they think bigger, the sky's the limit.
How do you find a company that's best for you to represent?
Combination of things. Number one, find a product or a line of products that you can believe in, you get emotionally attached to, that you can promote with integrity.
Where do I search this?
You can find those online. You can search the top 100 companies. You can do that. Number two, find a company that's in integrity with you and you feel can stand the test of time, because there's a lot of good products out there and companies screw it up because the company's not strong enough. If the company's strong enough, they'll solve the problems. Find a compensation structure that's fair. Find a support system inside of that organization that will help you leverage your efforts. And maybe find a timing situation where you've got a pretty decent timing situation, a balance of risk and reward. They've been around long enough, but not, they're not the house that's been for sale for 30 years on the corner of the block that makes you nervous to even look at them. Find a timing situation where you can tell a good story.
All right, you're going to be a network marketer.
Yeah.
First thing you do.
First thing you do, in my opinion, is you've got to realize what you got involved with. That's what GoPro did, is it helped people understand that network marketing isn't perfect. It has its challenges, but it's better than any form of entrepreneurship on earth. There is no other form of entrepreneurship for the average person that can beat this. No one can debate me on this subject. No one can beat me on this subject. It is indisputable. It's better. So people need to realize what they're involved in, how powerful it is, how timely it is, how sexy it is today to be an entrepreneur. Then they need to develop some skills. They can't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. You got to develop some new skills inside of network marketing, because skills build confidence. Confidence will have you take some more action. More action will give you some more results, and you can start moving. Those would be the basic things I would say to an average person to give them the best possible chance to move forward. Just don't be one of these boorish amateurs that crosses their fingers, buys a network marketing glorified lottery ticket, goes and talks to 3 or 4 people, hoping that those people will sign up and do something. They don't have to do anything.
If you were starting all over, would you do it the same way?
Yeah. I mean, if I was starting over, here's what I would tell you. One is I would get my belief stronger faster. I would believe stronger faster. Number one. Number two, I would think bigger. I would not have these small limiting beliefs at the beginning. If I can go back in time and give myself some advice, is to think bigger, kid. You're playing too small. I would move faster and I would be stronger. I'd put my shoulders back. I'd put my chest out. I'd put my chin up, and I would just say, come on, world, let's go. I did a piece of that, but not to the level. I had success, but not to the level that I think I could if I did it again.
Great guest.
Thanks, man.
The book is GoPro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional.
Thank you, Mr. King.
Eric Warre. That's it for this edition of Communication U. I hope you've enjoyed our time together, and I hope you learned something that you'll apply to your life today.
I think we've all learned something that we'll apply to our life today. Not just today, but every day we breathe. And who do we go after? Everyone 98.6 and breathing. Welcome, family, to another edition of Class is in Session. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Teray Muhammad. I hope you got something out of that. The two things I desired to accomplish between yesterday and today, I think we have achieved. One is give us a greater understanding of our product knowledge. And then also today to give us a greater understanding of our profession, not just the profession of networking, but also the vehicle by which we're doing it. We have what Eric Warre, with John Maxwell, with so many others who have come before us. We have what they've never had. We have the product that everyone is seeking. We have money, the truth about money. We have gold. Gold is money. And every day of our lives, we stack gold. as Sister Sherry Brown would say. Come on, somebody. So welcome. I really hope you got something out of what was shared today, because truth be told, as Mr. Wendell Osborne so eloquently put it, it's the only game in town. The only game in town. And it's the only one worthy of playing, because this is the only game you can play where everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins, folks. No question about it. So again, it's a great honor, a privilege, a pleasure to be here with you this morning, to see so many of your smiling virtual faces out here. And these comments are awesome. I mean, I've been enjoying them. I enjoyed the hall monitor. Thank you, Sister Demawi. I want to thank Sister Shaniqua for getting after folks, telling them to get back into class, stop talking in the hallways. Stephen Manil, all the way from the west. Good to see you, soldier. What time is it there for you? You and Demawi, I believe, are in the same time zone. So, family, thank you. Thank you so much for the honor of being here this morning. Remember, class is in session every Monday through Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Every Monday through Saturday morning, 8 a.m. You're welcome to invite all your colleagues, your teams. You're welcome to invite your friends, visitors, and guests. We share with many people. There's a lot of first-timers on this stream this morning on the different platforms that we're on live this morning. I will share with you, if you find interest, if you find an opportunity and see an opportunity for yourself, then I encourage you to get back to the one who invited you to this opportunity and let them know you're ready to get started. Let them know you're ready to know more. Allow them to share with you their connection, their page, and how you can get started. Share with me. I'll get with you, but get with the one who introduced this opportunity to you. So every morning we provide these kind of platforms where we stimulate, we motivate, we educate. We provide a platform to get our day going, to get us crunk in the morning. I call it before freedom hours, because I want us to embrace a philosophy that the principle this way. Many of us are free now from an employer. We used to work jobs, and when the jobs ran their field like all jobs should, then we seek the other options that would give us security, peace of mind, contentment from the comfort and safety of our homes. And there's no greater time to seek those options out than in a day of sheltering in place, a day of the advancement of technology, in a day of the decline of the dollar, the collapse rather of the dollar. Let's put it that way. So when you find yourself with all these things leaning towards you, it behooves you to seek another way. Sometimes we know it, many times we don't. Other times we're pigeonholed into it, like today, with the pandemic, with the sheltering in place, with the loss of jobs, with the loss of 401ks, with the loss of all the traditional things that we have done in the midst of a crisis that tradition doesn't have the ability to solve. Then we find ourselves seeking options. And I want to introduce to you not so much an option, but the solution and options within that solution, Karatbars International. So let's do some housekeeping rules. Make sure you get back to the one who's introduced this opportunity to you and let them know you're ready to get started. Okay, it's a mindset, folks. It's a mindset. And we got to have our mind clear and have our directives in order. Pay yourself first. That's the number one millionaire secret. The number one millionaire secret. So many people will get that check and it will go everywhere but in your household. And everyone has earned a right to keep a portion of what they earn. Everyone has the right to do so. Imagine what you could do with saving 10% of what you bring in daily in your home. Not so much in your home, but in your own free gold savings account. Imagine what you can do when you can leverage yourself in a system that runs 24 hours, 7 days a week on your behalf. Pay yourself first. A tenth of a gram of gold every day saved every day creates a legacy free from want and lack for future generations. Okay, and then you must position yourself to attend all the events and all the gatherings that help you to feed your mind. This Saturday, July 25th, 2020 at 2 p.m. Eastern, our founder and CEO of Wealth Builders Worldwide, Mr. and Mrs. Valerie Best, they will be on the set in a tribute celebration in honor of them, the Talent Appreciation Showcase Poetic Runway. It will take place Saturday, July 25th at 2 p.m. Tickets are only $10 and they can be found, excuse that little jumbo typo over each other there, www.calfanievents.com. www.calfanievents.com. That's where the tickets can be found for this great event. Cheryl Ann Goldberg will be giving the keynote address. Mr. Willie Brown and his team, Rufus and Uncle Rufus and Whitty will be on the set, and it's going to be a phenomenal event. And the other thing that's just as engaging and just as rewarding, we're delightfully celebrating and showcasing the talent of spoken word artists, the talent of singers and playwrights, and it's just going to be an amazing, 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 amazing event. And I encourage all of you to be there, to be a part of it. Again, CalfaniGoldRush.com. I'm sorry, excuse me. I was thinking I was on the Gold is Gold. www.calfanievents.com. And again, that's Saturday, July 25th at 2 p.m. Get your tickets now. We're looking at expanding the platform. It'll be the last time we'll be able to do it as we come up on the event. So please, by all means, get your tickets, folks. So Cheryl Ann Goldberg is giving the keynote address. Mr. Carlito Muhammad is the host, the CEO and founder of Calfani Radio. It's going to be a stellar, stunning affair. Also, make sure that you are positioned and 10:45 today. This is the hump day, y'all. This is the hump day. We have Sister Sherry Brown and Mr. Willie Brown on the ones and twos. We're talking about our power call, the amazing power call, 10:45 a.m. Eastern. And that's on our dedicated events platform, www.goldrocks.info. You want to be in the place. The way to change the nature of our experiences is to change the nature of our thoughts. And then, of course, at 12 noon, we have the live presentation at 12 noon with Mr. Rodney Berger. I believe he's doing the presentation today. I know he was traveling yesterday, but that live event takes place at 12 noon on the same platform, www.goldrocks.info. That's a full presentation of the Karatbars opportunity. And then it happens again at 9 p.m. We also have the huddle today. The huddle takes place at, is it today? What is today? I'm throwing it. The huddle takes place at 7:45 p.m. on the same platform. And we have our 9 p.m. Presentation with the illustrious, the phenomenal Big Pill, also known as Mr. Roger Williams. He'll be on the set this evening at 9 p.m. And then we have the CEO and founder himself, Mr. Todd Best, doing his thing and the Freedom Call. This is a leadership call. All those who have a cast iron stomach, all those who can take a hit, all those who can shake it off and keep it walking, you want to be there tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, www.goldrocks.info. So that's tonight at 10 p.m. And at 9 p.m. on the Calfani Radio International Network, 9 p.m. Eastern, you have Dr. Abdul Ali Muhammad and Brother Mustafa Muhammad. The 19th Element will be on tonight, dealing with weekly updates of the COVID-19 crisis, the pandemic, and what you can do to show up your immune system and protect yourself in this troubling hour. Calfani Radio is the only media network that has done so much globally to elevate in the culture and uplift the philosophy of the wealth builder worldwide community, more so than any other internet network on the planet. And I want to thank Brother Carlito Muhammad and his wife, Sister Abdul Kareem Munadi, and all that they are doing and attempting to do. They had a wonderful program last night with Brother Finest, the boss, and Yolanda Parkinson and Brother Gregory McKay on the power in couples in Karatbars. Phenomenal event. I enjoyed them a lot. I had a lot of fun. I laughed a lot. It's a beautiful thing to be away on the other side of the mic where you can sit down and watch the ones who normally don't get on the mic get on the mic. It was fun. It was entertaining, but it was tremendously, tremendously insightful and emotional. So you might want to look that program up. It was really, 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 really awesome. Okay, now enough of the housekeeping. Let's get back to the meat and potatoes of today's program. We are talking about the networking community and its power. And its power, folks. You know, have you noticed the price of gold last night and then again this morning? You go to sleep up and you wake up upper. Oh Lord, this thing is fire, folks. This thing is fire. You know, it's not too late to stack gold, but I encourage you to do it now because we're accelerating at a pace that we have not seen. Even our KBC coin, have you noticed? Get in where you fit in, folks. Get in where you fit in. But I'm telling you, as God be my witness, the time is now. I was not here in 2011 when Karatbars began. I was not here in 2013, 2015, 2016, 2017. Many of you were here and saw the vision, caught the vision, and you prepared a place for me. And I appreciate that place. You have absolutely prepared for me. And I'm taking advantage of that seat. I am at the table. I have all kind of place settings, and I'm eating course after course. I mean, I'm going for the appetizer. I'm going for the main course. I'm going for the dessert. I'm going for the after dinner drink. I'm going for it all. Because I don't intend to leave that table anytime soon. And I'm preparing a place at the table even for additional folk. You know, and this is the opportunity that allows you to be your own boss and create another table and a new table for others. So again, thank you and welcome to all of you who are here and coming in for the first time. Haven't been here in this opportunity before. You could have been anywhere else this morning and you chose to be with us here before freedom hours. That means if you have the opportunity, if you have the ability to give so much time to the enemy. When I say the enemy, I'm talking about that job you're forced to work that takes you out of the system, that takes you out of building for yourself, takes you out of being your own boss. When you're forced to do those kind of things and get up at 6 a.m. to make sure you're there at 8 a.m. and to make sure you go to lunch when they tell you, go to break when they tell you, make your phone calls when they tell you, go to the bathroom when they tell you, well, you can do that for yourself right now. Take charge, take control of your life. Finance your freedom. If you have one of those jobs, allow it to finance your freedom. Allow it to be a means to an end and not be the last stop. Don't let it be the last stop for you. There's nothing like Karatbars, nothing like this opportunity in networking, but there's nothing like Karatbars. Absolutely nothing. You know, when Larry King asked the question to Mr. Eric Worre, when he asked him, hey, how do you find a network marketing program? How do you find the product, their program? He said, you can search them all over, find them all over the internet. You know, of course, he has a clientele base he has to protect. He can't personally endorse, but anyone that has a thimble full of knowledge understands that opportunity not only knocks at your door, but bowls you over as you grow successful in this networking industry. And as you grow successful in the networking industry, the main thing you look to do with your money is protect it and grow it, to invest it and grow it. And so they know that gold is money, and they stack it and they hold it and they grow it. And you're going to find more and more people, the likes of Mr. Worre, the likes of Mr. Larry King, the likes of so many people coming forward and saying, hey, you better get that gold now. What do you think the CEOs are doing around the world now? The ones who are getting these golden parachutes from the companies they couldn't keep open for the millions of people who are now unemployed. They're getting millions of dollars in relief as they make their exit stage left. Where are they going? And what are they doing with this parachute they received? They know the trash is cash. I mean, the cash is trash. They know it's going away. What are they going to do with that cash? They're going to exchange it for an asset. They're going to exchange it for something that stores its value, that stores its labor. And I'm here to tell you that gold is that way. All right. So you want to be in the place. You want to absolutely make a way to secure your future in gold. What can $10 do for you right now? It'll get you a tenth of a gram of gold and leave you change left over on your account. What can a tenth of a gram of gold do for you now? You can get that tenth of a gram at $7 and hold it, because when the gold goes up to $2,000-$3,000 an ounce, that tenth of a gram will now be $200-$300 a tenth. Do you understand the power of what you're representing? So many got a hold of their new prospects and walked them through yesterday. The power of cash gold, the power of it. Some on our line right here. Some did 3 ways, and I applaud the sisters who worked together to get the job accomplished for one of our new prospects. Sister Yvonne and Sister Shaniqua got together, and they collectively walked a new affiliate through the process of obtaining cash gold. And if you can just type in the chat, either one of you, how did that woman feel when she saw what her US dollar value was in gold? Just type in the chat if you can, how it made her to feel to know that her money grew instantly because it was now linked to real money. That's the power of what we have, and that's the power that you can be a part of. So by all means, get your free gold savings account. If you don't have it, get back to the one who introduced the opportunity to you, and understand that networking is the way. $200 billion industry. That's right. She felt amazing. She is so excited. I bet she did. Yep. $200 billion industry. We outstrip all sports, all play, all entertainment, all music. We outstrip it all in one industry, and it's one of the best kept secrets from those of us who refer people all the time and never ever receive a payday. Never ever receive a payday. Now we have the opportunity to do just that. So family, I want to thank you for the opportunity of sharing with you this morning. How many of you enjoyed our 90-day run to wealth yesterday? Okay, those of you who made the class, I'm encouraging all of you to make the class this coming Tuesday. I won't say what's going on, but those who were there last night, y'all know what's happening. The 90-day run to wealth, Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Get back to the one who was a part of that class, who enrolled, and allow them to help you find a way to get on that platform Tuesday at 6 p.m. Okay? And we're in the next phase of the 90-day. We're showing you cash flow on a whole new level. All right? So with that being said, I want to thank you for the time that you allowed me to spend with you this morning. I really wanted to tie all of it together to help us to know that not only are we in the right industry, but we're in the right time because we have the right product. When all is said and done, when the brick and mortar is gone, when the other companies have gone to the wayside or now moved into their golden years, we're already in our golden years from the beginning because we invest our time and our labor in encouraging people to exchange that paper dollar for its value, its power, its punch in gold. Peace and power all. I will see us heading over to Lakeisha McKnight, then getting over to Mr. Kansu Hotep Atom, and then I'm going to be on that power call. Be on that power call early because you know you're going to hear something that's going to stir your soul before 10:45. You want to be there. All right, family. Thank you. Peace and power. Forward. What did I do? Hold on. I lost my screen there. I lost my screen. Everyone stand by. Stand by. We're not going yet because we got to have our outro. The system decided to shoot me a whammy, y'all. It's decided to shoot me a whammy. I guess it wanted me to stick around for a minute. We can't leave without our outro. It just wouldn't be right. It would not be right. So I'm going to keep us on until we can change the world. What did you think about Dr. Seitz' presentation about that magic paper? Isn't it phenomenal to have a mind that tells you as a child there's something magical about this piece of paper? When I give it to somebody, I can get ice cream, I can get a toy, I can get a toy track set. I mean, he, as a child, he was thinking this way. What makes this money so magical? And then he found a way to understand that it wasn't the paper, but it was that which backed the paper. Man, please. This thing is bouncing on me again. Give me a moment, folks. If you can stay, it's okay. I appreciate it I understand if you can't, but I got to have our anthem. I got to have it. I think I got it this time. I think I got it. All right, here we go. So heading over to Sister Lakeisha McKnight, then over to Brother Consul Hotep Atom, and then I'm going to be on a mighty power call with the Browns. It's no fun if you don't get none. You got to be there or be square. I'll see us all on the other side of money. Peace and power.
Strong words, love, soul, and change. Yeah, Snoop Dogg, coming at you live and direct. And I got something to say. You dig?
Let us change the world, this is how we are united. Let us change the world, nobody knows how to learn to do again. Let us change the world, let us change the world, let us change the world. Let us change the world, let us change the world, let us change the world.
What we discover if we come together and do it like we never. I'm just tired. I'm feeling like the fire. Now this is on fire. The devil is a liar. I do this with no hesitation. Need your reservation. Elevating, educating, meditating, concentrating. Replenish ya, finish ya, opposite and sinister. And I do it for the minister. Man, the boy overseas at your front door. And that is things you need me put a shot on the road. From with drugs and some floors. And now you call us war. But if you can help and help, but you ain't helping us. You're so selfish, you wanna see us breathless and help. But I'm a hustle for all my brothers who struggle. Get back in the world. Now let's change the world. No killing, no shooting, no dying, no lying, no gang banging, so no more mama's crying. Everybody get along, and that may be the perfect song. Peace in the streets as I sit back on my phone, chilling with the president. He let me in the White House, back to the Capitol with the minister. No doubt, shoes at the front door. Love is what you come for. Let's get it right night, but the world
Let's change the world. 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 Let's make hope of the future.